Hello everyone! ExpressLRS has been a great boon to the FPV community. It has brought us so many different features along the way, and especially in micros. Some of my veteran friends out there remember back when all-in-one flight controllers used to have FR Sky receivers built into them, because the more you build into that little board, the less overall weight. But we used to run FR Sky receivers, and there was a smattering of in the early days, some Spectrum and maybe a touch of FlySky as well, but those two kind of went away fairly quickly. But with FR Sky, we had to run D8 mode, and the range was terrible. You could kind of cover my yard, but not much more than that, and some people couldn't even get that far, especially if you had a radio that couldn't run D8 and you had to bind it in D16 mode, which was flaky, and FR Sky had fail-safe issues and all sorts of issues, and ExpressLRS has just brought so many outstanding features, not to mention allowed hardware development to come along the way. We have these small, tiny little receivers when you want to have an external receiver and fit that into a micro, but ExpressLRS has done so much for us. ExpressLRS needs our help. You may be aware, and hat tip to Ian on his channel, Mads Tech. That's where I found out about this. An individual has taken some action in China and US and tried to trademark the name ExpressLRS. Yeah, they probably should have taken care of that, but this is an open source project, and sometimes those projects can be a little loose, thinking it's just a goodwill sort of project. I'm sure no one or hardly anyone has made a dime or even gotten any free hardware out of the deal for the most part. But so you have this individual who I won't name here, but there'll be a link down in the video description to the blog post from the ExpressLRS group kind of detailing what happened if you care to read that. My reading is this person was never a part of the development community or really a contributor in any way that I can tell of. It was something happened in the ExpressLRS Discord. Things got sideways. They got banned. Then they decided they were going to take this action against ExpressLRS and try and, at the very least, damage the name by taking that away from the ExpressLRS community. How can you help? Well, you can help just like I have along the way. You can make a donation. If you're one of those people that is fortunate enough to have a few extra dollars in your pocket to where you can help, the place to do it is over at theopencollective.com/ExpressLRS, their Open Collective page, obviously, and it says open source collective. Of course, you have to be open source to be over here, but this is a place where you can come down here and you can make a one-time donation. You can sign up to do a $5 a month sort of backer, or you can do a sponsorship that starts out at $100 a month. Of course, I would think most people would be making one-time donations. I've used the one-time donation, I think 3 times. One, very recently, due to this issue, I want to be able to help ExpressLRS not only survive but thrive. So I did this, I think 3 times over the course of the last few years. And if we scroll down, I didn't see this. Didn't refresh my page, but we have individual top financial contributors. Hey, this isn't a flex. Again, since January of 2022. The channel has been able to help the ExpressLRS with that amount. That is nothing compared to what we see, like rabbit amulets, over $2,000 up here. Of course, we see a lot of friendly names up here in our FPV community from a lot of our companies. This is interesting to me. FlySky is contributing to ExpressLRS. Maybe they're making radios with ExpressLRS inside. And Secure, I'm never sure how to say their name. I thought they just made soldering irons. But anywho, so you can see a lot of the contributors. You have organizations over here, Sky Guy, Happy Model. We can go down here, and I want to thank all these people that are part of the team, from PK Maverick, I'm tongue-tied, all the way through everyone who's helped ExpressLRS become what it is today. I'm sure there are people that aren't shown on this page, which we all owe a debt of gratitude as well. But you can look at the all contributors, and this page is a little bit wonky because it scrolls left to right. So you can see, you can go across here. Now, if you're looking for, a friend or someone else and they're not listed here, and that sours you or something, take heed that you can make anonymous donations. So somebody could have contributed and can contributed a lot, but they chose not to have their information published here on the Open Collective webpage. So that's something to note whenever you see or don't see a name you might be looking for, or a company even that you might be looking for. You can see all these guests up here. I'm not sure how it appears if it's I've not done the anonymous, so I can't speak intelligently to how that is represented on this page. But I didn't want anybody to get upset that they didn't see somebody that they knew on here. And thank you to everyone who has contributed, everyone who's listed here that we've shown on screen, and any of those that may have just made contributions as guests or anonymously. I think ExpressLRS is a great project, an open source project that has really brought a lot to the FPV community. And you have people doing this that really, it seems like something that all they get out of it is, if they're in IT, if you add an open source project to your resume, that's kind of a redeeming or a value that they would get back from being part of this open source project and contributing to it. If you're one of those lucky people that has a few extra dollars and you are willing to donate and help ExpressLRS survive this bump in the road and make sure that the legal action they need to take now, as well as any future legal action that they may need to take in this case. I know in their blog post they mentioned a few other legal things that they're going to have to pay for, and attorneys are not cheap. I spent 16 years working around attorneys, and they do not believe their work should be free. Well, they do some pro bono, but not very much. They really want to get paid. So if you have a few extra dollars, I'll put a link down in the video description if you want to click that. Again, no affiliation or anything there, or you can just go to opencollective.com/ExpressLRS, just as you saw on the page, and I'll have that link to that blog post. Again, I want to thank Ian over at MadsTech for enlightening me to this. I had no idea what was going on, even though I'm a Discord member. That's one of the many Discords that I don't visit very regularly. I really just can't keep up with everything. So I really appreciate him really bringing this to the forefront, and I'm just trying to signal boost his message. So I will link Ian's video down in the video description as well if you'd like to see a more eloquent or well put together descriptor of this whole happening and what you should do. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, or otherwise, please let me know down in the comment section below. I appreciate your time. And thanks for watching.